Hello, I'm still your village boy, and welcome to our channel again. Thank you for those who have been subscribing, sharing, and making comments and liking our posts. Thank you very much. Don't forget to keep doing that. Today we want to talk about mutual fund investment and how it affects your cash flow. First, let us agree on what is a mutual investment. We said earlier past episode that it is not good enough to save money, to keep your money in savings account. Because you have this access to it, you can always go there to pick the money and spend it. And we said that is what we call deferred consumption. And deferred consumption is just like you're postponing the time you want to spend the money. And we said if you want to benefit from your savings, take the next step. The next step is invest your money. Invest your money in things that could yield you additional returns, that could increase your money. And during this process, we had some feedback about people saying, I don't have enough money to invest. And we said, that's still a way out. Why not invest in mutual funds? Mutual funds are actually a pool of resources, by financial institutions, mainly banks, sometimes insurance participate in it. They pull out resources from many customers, and they invest this pool of resources in portfolios, in diversified investment. They don't just put in just one single investment, they diversify the investment so as to even out the risk as much as possible. Now, when you want to invest in mutual fund, they will ask you what is your risk appetite. They will even ask you whether you understand the risk first, and they will try to explain to you, are you risk averse? Are you risk moderate? Are you a high risk taker? And again, sometimes they look at your age factor, because sometimes at certain age, your financial advisor should be able to tell you that, look, hey, you can't be too aggressive at this age because the consequences might be fatal if anything goes wrong. So when you have satisfied this condition, so there is this is the minimum you can invest and all that. And they also have the provision whereby you can always increase that investment. That is the outflow of it. Now, one thing about mutual investment, there are some also limitations. Some will say, this investment, you cannot withdraw anything from it for 1 year or 2 years, depending. So, meaning that whatever you are putting in that investment is going to be a cash outflow. It's not going to be cash inflow. But you still have the total, you have the capital portion of the amount you invested, and most of the time when you have dividends, returns from those investments, they are reinvested, they are added back to investment, meaning that it will continue. You have a kind of capital appreciation, meaning that if you put in $10, for example, after some time, it could rise to 11 to 12 to 13 and 14 depending on that. But like I said, one of the major principles is there is a time period you cannot have access to that. You can't withdraw anything from that mutual funds. So that is the, depending on the angle you are looking at it, it can force you to discipline yourself on how you spend money. Mutual fund investment is not something you do for emergency. And that is why we also said, if you are even investing, you still have to keep some money for emergency. And yes, you can use your savings account for emergency purposes, but when you are investing in mutual fund, remember that you cannot just go there and say, I want to withdraw my money now, except that period of time has been fulfilled. There are also some conditions. If you want to invest before time, these are penalties, and most of the time the penalties may eat into your capital, so you will not want to risk that. So when you are investing in mutual fund, because you are locking down your money, you are locking down your cash there for some time. That cash is not going to come out. So it's more of cash out, but it's still your asset because you are entitled to the capital appreciation and the other dividends in that investment. But the bottom line is it is a cash outflow, but it's also an asset for you. You cannot just go there during emergency and say, I want to withdraw from my mutual fund. But it's a safety valve for your future. In which case, maybe when you are aging and all that, and you don't have ability to work, This is a kind of thing you can rely upon to draw money from. But for immediate, it is going to be more of cash outflow than cash inflow. It is when years go by that you can begin to think of it in terms of cash outflow. So mutual investment is like keeping your money in safe custody, and which you don't have access to it, which force you to be disciplined about how you spend your money. So it's a good kind of investment, especially if you think your earning is very little, and you also don't want to take the risk of trying to develop portfolio investment by yourself or diversify your investment by yourself. So yes, your financial institution will charge some minimum amount of for management fee, which is out of the dividend. Your dividend should be able to take it out for that. So that's why, again, for emphasis, your mutual fund investment is a cash outflow at the initial stage. At the later end, it will become a cash inflow. Thank you. Don't forget again to like, to share, to subscribe if you have not done so. Thank you. Let us keep on doing this. I'm truly yours, the Village Boy. God bless you.